What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. CLFurlong here, and we are all about running, lifestyle, and everything in between. And today we're getting into what sold for this week, and once again, it's been one of those roller coaster of a weeks. Actually, it's been pretty slow and not even that steady. I've had probably, it was 2 or 3 days of no sales, which is pretty ridiculous. However, we've come in just under average. Let's jump into the top 5 sold. We'll go through all the numbers, all the details, and yeah, we'll talk about a few interesting things too. So let's get into it. Item number 1. This one was a Hawthorn Football Club mirror from 1916. It's not from 1916, but it's of the team from 1916. Now, this one was actually something which, didn't actually cost me anything. It was something given to me. Was able to sell it for $70 with a profit of $59.50. Item number 2 is this Skylanders Bundle. Now, this one, I was able to pick this up for just under $4. Now, honestly, I did pay $30 for this by itself, but after I got all the bundled items that I got from my op shop haul, cost of goods averaged out to be about $3.78. Now, I was able to sell this for $65 within a day or 2 days maybe. Profit was $51.47. Didn't have to pay postage on this one simply because it was a pickup deal. So keep an eye out for the Skylanders, keep an eye out for the portals, all the games. If you can bundle them together at a cheap price, it is well worth it. Alright, this next one, if any of you remember, way back, probably 4 or 5 weeks ago, I did a pickup of an Agatha Christie bundle from an op shop, basically paid up, got 30 books of the paperbacks, and I think I got 20 of the hardcovers. Wow, I finally sold the paperbacks. So sold these for $120, they had cost me around that, $61 mark, so did pay up for them. I did actually have them sitting at 140, so didn't get the full amount that I originally intended. However, still coming in with a profit of just under $30, so can't really complain on this one. Item number 4. Now, this one is actually from the same bundle that I picked up the Skylanders from. Now, I paid just under $4 for this. Some tech decks from the 2000s, early 2000s, 2002 I think it was. I was able to sell them for $45 also one day after purchasing. I did have best offer for this, so I think I originally had it listed at $49. Sold this for $45 with a profit of $26. And item number 5, this one, it didn't actually cost me anything for for this year. It's been sitting around from ages back when I had purchased it. Sold it for $35. Profit was around $17.44. This one is actually still an item, still available at Kmart and Target, so I was actually quite surprised I got what I did for it, because you can pick it up for $25 depending if the store has it in stock. Alright, so interesting flop for this week. It's not really too bad, but last week, I think it was last week, I sold this Roseanne set for $99. It had cost me $40 and I got a profit of around $32. Now, I had the buyer message me saying, look, 2 of the discs are missing from one of the box sets, which I found quite strange because I have checked them all, going through, checking for scratches. However, silly me, I didn't take any pictures of evidence. So I said, that's fine, I'll give you 3 options, and I, said it could have been a mistake, we could have, misplaced them doing the cleaning process. So I said, you've got 3 options. I can either refund you the missing discs, I can either see if I've got the DVDs you're missing, like the actual whole box set of that season, which was season 9 I think it was, if I've got it in stock, and I'll send you that for free, or you can send the whole thing back and I'll give you a full refund of charge. Now, they were complaining that now they can't watch the whole season. This is what they were wanting. This was the only one that they were actually missing and hadn't seen, so they're quite disappointed. That's why I offered the 3 different options. They responded instantly with, actually, I'm quite happy with just to get a refund of the 2 discs, which I found quite surprising because, they still won't be able to watch it. So anyway, I called their bluff. Well, I didn't call their bluff. I just, said, okay, let's go with that. So basically did 99 divided by 27 discs, works out that it was around $7 and something cents. So I said, I'll give you $10 for the 2 discs, just to, for the apologies. Didn't want to go for the hassle of making them upset. They accepted it, gave them the refund, and happy days. So, I'm still coming out alright. I've basically still come out with around $22 profit on this one. But interesting flop there, just because, they were mucking me around. Just because, the way they had asked, just because the way they messaged me and said that, now they're really disappointed, they won't be able to watch it, and I offered to get them a full replacement, but they just wanted the money for the discs. So I felt like maybe they had broken the discs and they just wanted the money to make them feel better. I don't know, it was a bit weird, because I'm 95% confident all those discs were in there because I remember checking them all to clean and I didn't misplace them. I couldn't find them anywhere at home, so yeah, I was a bit confused by that. But anyway, what would you do in this case? Alright, so the numbers for this week, basically slow and average. We've had a total sales of 13, and this is at a point in time, we might still get a sale tick over during the night, but this is where we've landed. A margin of around 49%. Cost of goods for this week was basically around $117. Sold a total of $555 worth with a profit of $276. So profit margins are still pretty good, you know, just shy of that $50 mark, and we'll get to that detail in a second. But once again, something that I wanted to really just go through and show you what's been the big seller for this week. And surprisingly, the toys and video games have done pretty well this week. However, once again, it has been the books that have been the big sellers for this week, around $70 worth of profits. 3 items with $70 profit, whereas if you look in the video games and toys, you know, 2 items with $60 profit and 3 items with $62 profit. So they have been the big movers, but it's interesting to see how this all plays out. Each week it's a bit different, and keep an eye out because when we get to the end of June, what I will be doing is a huge recap of basically, you know, what 6 months worth of data is showing me in terms of categories, what's been selling, and all that jazz. And I think that will be interesting to have a look at. But hey, books seem to be doing the magic for me at this point, but who knows? It's not always like this, and I just like sharing this because I feel like sometimes it's important that we do these sense checks just to see if there's something that we could be doing better. Alright, so in terms of how we're tracking from a running base, you know, we're week 19 and we're averaging still around $641 a week. Last week we had the big one of $1,237. This week being a lot shorter, also about half the amount of sales, so it makes sense that we haven't pulled off that number that I would like to pull off, but I'm not complaining. Now the other thing I wanted to kind of talk you through is average profit margins. Now this is across the last 19 weeks, and as you can see, it is a roller coaster ride. That's exactly what it is, a huge roller coaster. And we started off with some heavy margins, like good stuff. And we've dipped, we've gone back up, we've dipped, and we've gone back up. And this is what it's all about. So I just wanted to express that it's not always going to be the same. If you're a reseller like me, and you know, you can kind of get pushed around by the numbers quite a lot, it is frustrating, but looking at it from a zoomed out perspective, it's not too bad. Now the other thing I wanted to chat about was just, you know, how we've gone from listings and whatnot. So from a tracking perspective since the start of the year, this shows you the items that I'm listing in terms of count, and also the red being the amount of sales. Now just in May, you can see I've had some pretty big days of listings and the sales hasn't necessarily jumped up, but this week I did 46 listings, or about 6.5 per day, and almost average around 2 sales per day, but it has been a slow week. Alright, so let's jump into the 100k revenue update, just because it's always exciting to see where we're going to land. Now, we're sitting at $11,640. We're 12% there. We have a long way to go. Now, if you do have questions about this and you know you want to really understand, well, Chris, how the heck am I going to get there? Well, the story is I'm just going to take one day at a time, 1 week at a time, 1 month at a time, and see where we can get. I'm going for it. We'll see what we can do. If we don't get it, we don't get it, but it's always nice to have that exciting goal and to see how long it will actually take me to get there. I'm charging for it. I've got some big ideas to come, and you know, I am still warming up, still testing things and trying new things. You know, I've done the mystery box, I've picked up some, you know, big hauls off Facebook and things like that, and there'll be more of those things that I'm starting to try. And then in the second half of this year, hopefully we'll be able to double down on some of those areas, which is going to give me the best bang for buck and hopefully get me closer to that $100,000 revenue. If not, well, let's see what happens. That's this week. I mean, it has been that roller coaster of a week. It's been all over the place, especially coming after last week where we were able to, you know, get that second highest week. Something I do want to reiterate is that that's exactly what it is. It's a roller coaster. If you're getting into this, if this is new to you, just remember, just take one day at a time, 1 week at a time, and once you've done your first month, take a look back and see what the data is telling you. I just want to give a big shout out to the Aussie Flipper, Matt. He had me on his channel on Sunday night on his Sunday show, and it was, you know, a great pleasure to be able to be there, and we went through some of the different what solds, shared a few different items there, so if you want to check it out, please do. But a big thank you to you, mate. Really do appreciate the love and support. This week on Wednesday, I will be having a new video coming out, basically some tips as a reseller, what I've been learning, and some of the tips I want to share with you. There'll be a few more different kind of videos around the reselling that I will start to bring onto this channel. Of course, I still want to bring the sourcing videos and these what sold videos. And the other thing is, I am a channel of different things, meaning lifestyle, running, and the reselling. Reselling being the high priority at this point. I am actually kicking off a training plan next week for running, and that's going to be for my first ultra marathon, which is a 50-kilometer run. So I'll be training over the next 16 weeks on that one. If that's something you're interested in, I will be doing a playlist on that as well, and documenting and sharing that journey. In that I do book reviews, in that I talk about how I'm running, why I run, you know, the feelings, the experience, all that, the highs and lows, basically the roller coaster of that as well. So yeah, keep an eye out for that. Otherwise there'll be plenty of reselling, at least 2 videos a week. So yeah, get excited, and I really do appreciate you being here. Let me know what you thought about this. How was your week? What was your best sale? Put that in the comments below. Really do appreciate you being here. So make sure you like, subscribe, comment, do the whole shebang, and hustle. Ciao.